So Renee has chosen to go with a picture, which I like. I think it adds a lot of character. And of course, he's pulled some of his personal information here off the top. You should assume it's all here, his name and address and whatever. But he's left his LinkedIn up. And then he's got an objective straight up front. And there's a photo, time to dox. Yeah. Yes, alpha male. That's right. Rene Rios. So he's very clear about his objective. He's a results-oriented and innovative technical program management professional with 12 plus years of industry experience looking for new challenges involving leading projects with global impact. That's pretty clear. So I would give credit for that. Anybody who has comments on it, though, thoughts, share them. But I consider that objective perfectly fine. Good. I consider it good. So far, you haven't lost any points. If we come over here, then we get to what he's doing. So May 2016 to present, part-time, technical program manager, architected and designed software solutions for projects at scale. It would be great to have numbers. What does at scale mean? What does for all our clients mean? So for projects supporting 1,000 TPS, transactions per second, or 1 million TPS for our 17 global clients is a lot more factual. Whenever you can, numbers. Good point, by the way, Duke of Thought. Awesome. Architected is not necessarily a word. I feel like the title, locations, and the dates could be swapped. They could, yeah. That's right. That's, I think, a bit of a choice. But I would, I don't actually know what's more common there. Whoever brought that up, let me see. Awesome. I think that's a great point. Like, which way should they be? And I don't actually know the answer. I don't know if it would be better. We'd kind of have to look at two resumes side by side, but I do think probably what you're doing, what most people would do actually is they list title, comma, company, and then the dates are right justified. Whereas here you have the company right justified. So I think what I see most common is technical program manager, comma, software company, and then the dates over at the right. But I don't think this completely matters. The data's there, it's clear. Anyway, second bullet, led multiple projects to success by gathering requirements, creating solutions, etc. Again, multiple projects, 2, 7, 114. And nothing about their scope. Generally speaking, looking at this page, you have one number on it, which is your 12 plus years of experience. The number one piece of advice I can give you, and of course 40 Pink Dragons beat me to it. More numbers needed. So I was saying that before I saw chat, but she nailed it. She was right. Is right. It needs numbers. It needs ways to quantify. Again, driving teams to project success and increased performance. This is the other places we've said you need numbers. A number would have been nice. If you're going to claim increased performance, you're begging, like the lack of a number is now a flaw. All right. So we try not to just harp on the same thing everywhere, but go through everywhere and think about numbers. And then the question is architected a word? I don't know. Somebody look it up. Is it in the dictionary? Probably, but it's probably not common use, and it might not be a real, like, normal English word. Yeah. So he's doing two things in parallel, right? And this is I know a little bit about Rene's background because he shared it with me. He's, one of these is his own company and one of these is a job. So he's got like a side gig and a gig, but that will be a little bit confusing. You would need in your real resume and your non-anonymized one, you would need to sort out how to help people. And he does do it this way. One is part-time and one is full-time. So you would just have to call out and say, part-time at my own company, full-time professional with, the Mexican government. and I'm always tempted to make government jokes, but I now think governments are jokes, at least. Anyway, I'll get political. Let me move on. What else we got here? Pitched and developed. So you've done a good job starting with ownership words, led. You've used decent formatting. This call out the main things you want in bold, so it's eye-catching. This is kind of a number. Doubling income is kind of a number, so that's not bad. What else? You list your technologies. I'm not sure if I'd bold all of them, because I'm not sure, by the way, anymore that the specific alphabet soup of what technologies you work in is the most important thing on a resume. It's more about what you're capable of doing. I'd try and have more impact on the results. Anyway, then you get down here. You were a software developer 2009 to 2010. It's always interesting, right? So here you spent 7 years and you've got like 8 or 9 bullets on it. And here you spent a year and you've got 6 more. Is the weighting right? Is the relative weight? Here you've spent 4 years and you have 3 bullets. What I'm guessing you've done here is when you updated your resume, you were lazy and wrote less. But people are going to read more about what you've done lately than this is like your ancient history, right? It's a decade ago. And so I would just wonder, are you balancing your use of space right? Because if I believe in the last 4 years, you've only done 3 things, but in the past you did all of this. I don't know, like in these same 3 years, you've got like 9 bullets. Just think about relative use of space. Yeah, Sean123, thanks for the comments. And for Renee, definitely go back to the stream after we're done and pull out all the comments others made. Can we get a bang views emote? We can actually. All it takes is a bunch of you to cough up subs. And then we earn the right for another emote. There are other ways we might get emotes, but being snarky about it, we're like 50 subs or something from also getting another emote. So there are 2 ways to get there. One of them is wait for these other events to take place, and the other one is generosity. So thank you for giving me that chance to say that all donations to the stream end up with a worthy charity. Good job, Pentaquant. When that's what we call, I love the phrase, hoist on your own petard. Thank you. It's truly generous of you to gift. And I was meaning to call you out only in jest, but I love the fact you followed up after I brought it up and then immediately gifted. So that's a style. That's a class move. Everyone, please claps in chat for Pentaquant, who's here all the time now. He's great. That was nice, stylish support. I like people who make a good move. Let's finish up this resume for Renee. Renee is funny. Renee doesn't know that I have an interface here that tells me when people follow the stream. So Renee chases me down on LinkedIn and a bunch of places, asks for resume review and career advice. He followed the stream 3 hours ago. So that's like coming in under the wire. So Renee, we love you. Welcome to the community, but I hope you stick around. I might have to call you out and like scorch your earth if you come only for a resume review and we never see you again. So, all right. What else do you do? Sales manager in the past. Okay, so again, these overlap. This must be your own company, founder and sales manager. You're going to confuse people with the overlapping dates. Also, your dates are reversed from each other. So here you go from February 2009 to May 2016. Oh, no, you have the same ordering at least. But you're going to have to explain to people. You're going to have to somehow make clear why you have the multiple overlapping gigs. And I know it's because you built your own businesses, but that doesn't come through. And so you will have to say a little bit about that, of how you've been able to work full time and found your own businesses in the spare time. And that can scare off a new employer of, are you really into the company or are you really into your own things? You're just going to need some nuance around that. Okay, we're going to finish up, go to the main show. You list your education, that's fine. It's a little bit weird to list a single course in the middle of like a master's degree, and then presumably this is your undergrad or something. And there's also no degree listed here. Like, did you graduate? So I try and clean this up and make it a little more clear. And I might list this some other way that doesn't, it's just a strange to have more like a certification or a course in the middle. I might list that more as like a certification in a separate section, or make it clear again. Yeah, Sean123, that's my favorite art from my time at Twitch. They had this artist all over the office. And yes, the red pill or the blue pill. Alice in Wonderland. It's fantastic. Languages. Languages. This is like the alphabet soup section. Lots of good stuff here. This section's fine. It's at the bottom of page 2. You do have a long enough career going back, 10 years that you can get away with 2 pages. I'd never go beyond that. My conclusion on this resume, okay, chat, we always have this fun exercise. Everybody grade it. A, B, C, D, F. You can use pluses and minuses. Having seen this 2-page resume from Renee, how would you grade his resume overall? Awesome comes in first with a C+. C, B minus. C+. C+, C minus. Ooh, harsh. B minus, C. All right, so it's coming in, on like a grade point average, you're like a C is a 2 and a B is a 3. So you're coming in at like a 2.5 here. A little more color you could go with, since you have the color picture. You could put more color on it. You could also have links to things. Nothing here is live. So you don't have any links, but let's talk about the major flaws just to list them so that you know how to get from your kind of C+, B minus resume to somewhere in the A range. Number 1, numbers. You got to have numbers. You got to quantify. That is the number 1 challenge. Number 2, you need to clarify. It ends up being confusing between all the things you've done. You've done some great stuff, and it's fine that you're an entrepreneur. But I might consider breaking the resume up into full-time work experience first and personal entrepreneurship second, and give the context for that. So I have a section. These are the jobs I held, and this is my personal entrepreneurship on the side, and tell the story that way. I would consider going back and doing that. So quantify, clarify, and then a second clarify is just down here. And the last piece, get your degrees and certifications very clear and straight. And then the last thing is consider your weighting of space use. This old experience that's 7 years old is getting a lot more airtime than your more recent experience that's current. And so just consider, is that the right priority? And I obviously, by asking you to consider it, here's a hint. Anytime I say consider something, it means you're wrong, but I'm not saying you're wrong. And so, and that's what everyone means, by the way. Whenever they say, well, you should consider, what they mean is you're a stupid F, and actually you should do it this way, but I don't feel comfortable telling you that. So take it or leave it, and I might be wrong. But just that's a hint when people tell you things that way. So, yeah, consider it. Just consider it. So, yeah, well, it's human nature, right? People are afraid to say what they want. And so we have finished this resume assassination. Didn't mean to. Renee seems like a wonderful new follower of the channel. I hope he gets a lot from it. And we'll always take one resume. This is dry as hell. Well, Victor, you're too late, man. We came up with a C plus average grade. Yes, people like to be polite.